Hey everyone, thanks for clicking on my channel. I hope you're settled somewhere comfortable, because today's story has everything a good modern fairy tale needs. Two rising TV stars, a slow-burn friendship that turned into something deeper, and a marriage proposal planned so carefully it feels ripped from the third act of a high-budget romance film. I'm talking, of course, about Yağmur Yüksel and Barış Baktas, the on-screen partners who carried the hit series Bloodflowers and who, it turns out, have been writing a love story of their own just outside the camera frame. Before we dive into the timeline, remember the housekeeping that keeps this channel going. If you enjoy long-form breakdowns that favor detail over clickbait, a quick thumbs up tells the algorithm to share us with more viewers. Subscribing guarantees you'll never miss an upload, and the join button below unlocks early scripts, uncut interviews, and the occasional members-only live stream. All set? Let's rewind to where this chapter begins. 1 From first table read to offset confidants. Back in early 2024, Bloodflowers, Consisekleri in Turkish, was just a log line in a network pitch meeting, tight-knit Aegean town, buried family feud, reluctant allies who may or may not be destined for each other. Casting directors auditioned a dozen pairings before they seated Yağmur and Barış across the same rehearsal table. According to crew gossip, the energy shifted on the spot. She balanced earnest warmth with flickers of defiance. He countered with calm precision and just enough mischief to suggest trouble ahead. The read-through ended, people exhaled, and someone whispered, "Clear your calendars, we've got our leads." Filming kicked off in April. 6-day weeks under harsh coastal sun, damp night shoots where boom mics whipped in the wind, endless retakes when a stray cat strolled through frame. Through it all, Yağmur and Barış grew fluent in one another's rhythms. She liked to run lines aloud while pacing. He preferred to block silently then add dialogue. She needed strong coffee at dawn. He swore by ginger tea and breathing drills. Their chairs ended up side by side in the makeup truck, not by directive but by morning migration. A shorthand developed, eyebrow raises in place of full sentences, inside jokes about prop malfunctions, gentle ribbing that reset nerves before emotionally heavy scenes. Fans noticed. By episode 4, comment threads teemed with close-up screenshots dissecting every flicker of eye contact. Google searches for, "Are Yağmur Yüksel and Barış Baktas dating?" spiked 400%. The actors dodged the question in interviews, repeating a line their publicists supplied, "Good chemistry is the easiest part when you respect the craft." Yet directors observed moments between takes as small, unguarded bursts of laughter, shoulders brushing in narrow corridors, that said respect had company. 2 Private rituals in a public workplace. Ask anyone who's worked a Turkish drama set and they'll tell you, shooting schedules rival marathon training. Cast calls before dawn, wrap after midnight, with script pages rewritten at lunch. Surviving that grind demands routine. Yağmur and Barış made a pact early on, Thursday evenings, no matter how late, they'd order köfte ekmek from a street cart near the hotel, sit on the sea wall, and debrief. One week he vented about a scene that refused to land. She responded by scribbling fresh dialogue on napkins. Another week she worried her character's arc was leaning too saintly. He pulled out his phone and played an acoustic demo he'd recorded, saying, "I hear your strength in minor chords, keep the edge." Those weekly rituals became their anchor, no phones except for music, no crew allowed, just 2 colleagues stitching a friendship through shared exhaustion. Somewhere during those late-night talks, the friendship tilted. Neither said anything at first. The show still needed them laser-focused and rumors tend to outpace facts. But subtle shifts seeped in, a lingering glance after the director yelled cut, mismatched hoodies traded on chilly mornings, her laugh growing softer when she read his messages between setups. Close crew members started placing quiet bets on when one would speak up. 3 The moment that pushed them forward. Late October brought a brutal double-night shoot in an abandoned olive oil factory. Cold damp air, script rewrites, crew morale dipping. Between takes, Yağmur stumbled on uneven flooring, twisting her ankle. Nothing broken, but the pain forced her off her feet. Production paused, medics bandaged. She insisted she'd finish the scene standing. Barış disagreed. He pulled the director aside, argued through logistics, and brokered a compromise. Shoot the scene seated on a crate, adjust framing, wrap on schedule without risking her health. The next morning a bouquet of wild marigolds, her favorite, appeared outside her trailer with a note in handwriting only one person could own. I'll carry the weight when you stumble. B. Rumor has it that night, sitting on the same sea wall, he finally confessed, weeks of wanting to say more, fear of derailing the show, hope she felt the same. Her reply came not as words but as her head against his shoulder, a shared silence punctuated by gulls. The relationship shifted from tacit to official, though still under wraps. Castmates sensed happier energy, tabloids captured nothing. For planning the proposal, months of stealth. By early February, principal photography neared its finale, and Barış began sketching a plan. He knew Yağmur cherished experiences over extravagance, memory over spectacle. He tapped her sister for childhood anecdotes, bookmarked the restaurant where she'd once joked the mies tasted like home, and scoured vintage shops until he found a locket patterned with pomegranates, symbolizing persistence, abundance, and in Anatolian folklore, the wish for a love that multiplies. He scheduled the dinner for a day the series wrapped a particularly grueling arc, a reward and distraction in one. The restaurant, perched above the Bosphorus, closed its terrace to regular patrons at dusk. Friends on production design favored him with gentle candlelight, a playlist of mellow baglama instrumentals, and a table subtly shaped like an 8-point star, Ottoman geometry nodding to continuity and balance. 5. The night itself, details you haven't read elsewhere. The evening unfolded in 3 acts. Act 1, comfort food disguised as haute cuisine, an amuse-bouche version of their first on-set snack, lavash, thyme, and tulum cheese, followed by grilled sea bass they'd shared weeks earlier with crew. Act 2, a short handwritten letter slid across the linen. In it, Barış referenced every inside joke from the Thursday night seawall rituals, ending with ready for life's longer series order. Act 3, the locket box. He didn't kneel, she once teased that public kneeling felt theatrical, but leaned forward, resting his palms between them, asking, will you keep writing this story with me? Her yes arrived before he'd exhaled. Restaurant staff later said the applause stayed gentle, almost conspiratorial. A few diners at distant tables sensed something special, but the city lights stole attention. No paparazzi, no staged flash. The only witness beyond waiters was the thin crescent moon reflected off the river. 6. How word leaked and fans reacted. The couple planned a private announcement for Family First. But the best-laid plans rarely survive excited crew members with group chats. Within 48 hours, a blurry photo of their intertwined hands, locket visible, ring absent by choice, surfaced on a fan forum. The image spread faster than official PR ever could. Twitter hashtags, TikTok edits overlaying proposal audio on their most romantic scenes, Instagram captions quoting lines from Bloodflowers about courage blooming under pressure. Reactions split into predictable camps but trended overwhelmingly positive. Longtime shippers posted celebratory threads, we called it at episode 6. Newcomers binged the series to understand the hype. Castmates flooded comment sections with inside jokes. Cloves emoji for Yağmur's tea, tomato emoji for Barış's greenhouse hobby. Even the network's corporate account chimed in with a winking congratulations, effectively confirming the engagement without a press release. 7. Next steps, wedding rumors and career crossroads. Insiders say wedding planning will wait until both finish promotional runs. Yağmur has a festival circuit ahead for an indie film shot last summer. Barış just signed to narrate a wildlife documentary. As for Bloodflowers, renewal talks hinge partly on their availability. Writers brainstorm ways to accommodate a remote honeymoon shoot. Picture an episode filmed on the Lycian coast under the guise of storyline expansion. Sponsorship deals already lining up, ethical jewelry brands courting the locket reveal, travel companies pitching destination ceremonies. What matters most to the pair, according to friends, is safeguarding the Thursday night ritual. Even during the whirlwind that followed the proposal, they skipped a high-profile gala to eat street coughed by the sea wall, now with an extra layer of memory, The spot where confession became trajectory, where fiction surrendered to fact. 8. Why this proposal resonated beyond fandom. Plenty of celebrities propose, not all spark citywide smiles. So why did this one land so warmly? Authenticity. It felt earned, a crescendo after months of observable camaraderie rather than a PR stunt for ratings. Relatability. Candles, yes, but no drone fireworks or diamond-studded banner planes. The romance lived in eye contact and careful listening, elements accessible at any budget. Narrative closure. Viewers who watched Derya and Mert inch toward vulnerability got a satisfying echo in real life, storytelling symmetry, proof that arcs can resolve sweetly. Cultural nuance. The locket's pomegranate motif quietly invoked regional symbolism instead of Western clichés, grounding the gesture in heritage. 9. Final thoughts, and your invitation to weigh in. We chase celebrity stories because they magnify emotions we recognize in ourselves: anticipation, doubt, courage to speak an unscripted truth. Barış's proposal to Yağmur reminds us that timing matters, yes, but intention matters more. Listening long enough to learn the symbols that will mean the most when you finally speak. Now I'm curious, which detail hit you hardest? The marigold bouquet after that ankle sprain? The Thursday coughed oath? The decision to skip a ring for a folklore-laden locket? Tell me in the comments. Thoughtful reflections often spark follow-up videos or even interview requests to cast and crew. If this deep dive gave you a richer lens on a headline you might otherwise have scrolled past, let the platform know with a quick like. Subscribe for weekly context-heavy breakdowns, and consider joining for early scripts, private Discord chats, and Q&As where we unpack questions that don't fit a single video. Thanks for watching my channel. Honor the rituals that keep your own stories steady, celebrate love that takes its time, and I'll see you in the next upload.